Hello, and thank you so much for making me a part of your program today. Hire America's Heroes does such amazing work for our veterans, and I'm proud to have been a strong supporter of the organization since its inception 3 years ago. It's been a true pleasure working with so many of you as we fought to help the men and women who sacrificed so much for our country find a job when they get home. I want to especially recognize Marjorie James, who I saw recently at a Veterans Employment Roundtable in Monroe, as well as Colonel Flanagan and General Collins. And I want to thank everyone here in this room for your hard work every day supporting our veterans. You know, right now, close to 1 in 5 young men and women who have come home from serving us in Iraq and Afghanistan find themselves without a job. Think about that. So many dedicated and disciplined workers can't find a job to support their family, don't have an income that provides stability, and don't have work that provides them with the self-esteem and pride that's so critical to their transition home. It makes you think, how could this be? How could these heroes, who have performed under tremendous pressure, who often have unique technical skills acquired during their service, and who know how to lead, be struggling so mightily? Well, last month, during the congressional recess, I traveled throughout Washington State and sat down with out-of-work veterans to talk about why it's been so hard, why a group that seems so qualified to smoothly transition into the workforce has found it so difficult. And what I heard was truly dismaying. Many veterans told me they sometimes leave off the fact that they are veterans from their resume because employers look at it as a negative rather than a positive, often because of the stigma of invisible wounds of war. Members of the National Guard talked of coming home to find they'd been laid off because their job no longer existed at the company they left behind when they left to serve our country. Veterans told me that many employers just don't understand how the technical and leadership skills they learned in the military can translate to helping their company. And employers told me veterans often don't use the vernacular of the business world to describe the benefits of their experience. While others told me Pentagon and VA transition programs simply aren't working as well as they need to be. Well, this is flat out unacceptable, and it's why I recently introduced comprehensive legislation to help veterans go from the battlefield to the working world. My bill makes sure our veterans don't have to go from fighting to keep us safe to fighting just to get an interview. It includes new business opportunities, expands existing programs, and builds a bridge for our veterans into family wage jobs. It includes an expansion of the post-9/11 GI Bill to include job training and apprenticeship programs. It sets up a Veterans Business Center within the Small Business Administration to help our veterans get the skills and resources to start their own businesses. Because one thing we do know is that when veterans open their own businesses, they hire other veterans. It expands innovative state programs like the Conservation Corps program here in Washington State that provides veterans with access to education and allows them to reconnect with other veterans while improving our land and our communities. And it examines how to provide our National Guard members with the transition services they deserve at a time when their brave and repeated service in Iraq and Afghanistan continues to not be met with the support and benefits they've earned when they come home. Because while new veterans are returning home every day and our economy is just starting to turn the corner, we can't afford for our veterans to be left behind. So it's time to take real, comprehensive steps to get our veterans back on the job. And I'm proud that my bill does exactly that. So thank you again for making me a part of your program today. Hire America's Heroes plays a critical and unique role in our veteran support system. You educate businesses about ways to increase their veteran hiring, and you work so closely with local military groups to make sure our veterans are getting the support they need. And I want you to know that while you continue working to challenge the military, the VA, and the private sector to build bridges and help veterans find jobs, you have a strong ally fighting by your side in the United States Senate. Enjoy the rest of the day.